host. He looks like Geddy Lee and Wallace from Wallace and Gromit's love child, Danny Beardsley.
Hey, dude.
Hey, dude. Sorry, we've established that you do, so...
Thanks for that.
Just want to make sure that everyone knows.
I'll have to dig out some old Photoshop pictures that an old friend did. He used to make
What?
a habit. No, he used to like...
This has already happened?
Yeah, honestly, he did some like Wallace and Gromit ones, and then he did one with Rambo. He like put my head on like Rambo's body. I'll have to find them.
John Rambo.
Yeah.
John Rambo and Wallace, love child. Oh my God.
How have you been?
I'm good, dude. How are you doing? You good?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you, mate. What have you been up to?
Oh, I went to a lovely Japanese restaurant.
Oh, you've got to tell me more about this, mate.
I've had a little bit of a Japanese week.
I've never been to a Japanese restaurant.
I say Japanese, it's like ran by 3 white guys.
Oh, so...
It's, fake Japanese, I suppose.
Is that teppanyaki? Is that when they cook at the table?
That's when they do the little...
Is that
egg
Japanese...
It's inspired.
Cuisine, is it?
Japanese
Okay.
inspired.
Yeah.
But yeah, this place does skewers.
Okay.
And I had lunch there, so it was like I had a choice of 2 different skewers.
Yeah.
I had prawn toast to start. It's very posh prawn toast. It's very like fried bread wrapped and then like some nice prawns inside.
Yep.
I had chicken skewers and an egg yolk and...
An egg, just the yolk?
It was in a sauce. So you mix the sauce with the egg yolk and dip your chicken in it.
What, was the yolk like solid? Was it a hard yolk or was
it was uncooked.
Uncooked, just like cracked in there?
Just cracked in there.
Oh, yeah.
That's lovely.
That's really weird.
Made a really nice texture. And then rice and whatever, what was it, curry sauce. It was beautiful. Kushia.
What kind of curry sauce then? It's just like...
generic.
Straight up.
Chip shop curry sauce. Is how I would describe it.
Jacko's curry sauce.
Jacko's curry sauce.
It's closed now, Jacko's is.
Is it? Is it closed?
Yeah.
What? Did they... I always thought Jacko's would go with a fake fire insurance claim.
No, I think he just retired.
Okay.
Yeah. No more fish bits.
That's how I imagine it. Oh, if you ever want to close a chip shop down... You've got to do the insurance scam, haven't you? Really?
That's like something off EastEnders or something.
I just feel like it's natural to do if you run a fish and chip shop. And then to carry on the Japanese theme, I watched a classic film called Harakiri, which is a Japanese samurai film from the 1960s.
Was it subtitled or dubbed?
It was subtitled.
Oh, it's the only way to watch.
It is the
films
you can't watch.
Not in English.
Can you remember when we watched? This ties in actually. Can you remember we watched Ichi the Killer?
Oh, yeah.
But
what happened in it?
With a London... Did we watch it dubbed? I'm sure we watched it dubbed. Had like some really dodgy London accents and all these Japanese gangsters.
Oh, yeah. God, that's way back, that is, mate.
I know it's way back, but the way it links is that director did a remake of the film I watched. I've started watching the remake that he did.
Any good?
It's just exactly the same, but in colour so far.
Oh, okay.
A little bit more gore, but you'd expect that from...
Yeah.
What's his name? Takeshi Mike.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Cool. So I've had a Japanese week. Has your week had a foreign influence on it?
Let me think.
Or have you strictly been English this week?
Well, no, I don't think strictly.
I understand it's a strange question to ask.
It is a strange question. I don't really know how to answer that one, to be honest. It's been a great week. It's been really good. So,
but not influenced by another nationality, as far as you're aware?
Yeah, not sure. Yeah, not sure with that one.
I like to have little themed weeks, I do.
Of course you do.
It's how I like to live. This week will be Japanese week.
All right, partial.
So what have you been up to? Have you been up to much? Oh, you have actually.
I did have a gig in Wolverhampton again.
Before we talk about the gig then, I'm going to call out the fact that you barely promoted this gig yet again. You put an Instagram post out the day before.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's like...
Well, I put them out a few days before.
You need to promote it. I'd have stuck stuff out.
Yeah, but I didn't get the poster for it until really near.
Okay,
really near.
That's that. You can't possibly mention you've got a gig without a poster, can you? Not bad.
Okay, I'll get better at it.
I'm sure you said that last time as well.
It was
You're
brilliant.
terrible. You're terrible at promoting.
I know. Yeah, it was a show headlined by a rock band called Gorilla Riot.
Oh, okay.
They're an excellent band, like, old school kind of...
You did actually show me them, didn't you?
Yeah,
we listened to them the other day. They were quite good.
Lead singer's got a great voice on him. He's a brilliant frontman.
I watched one of the videos, actually, from it. He sounded...
Yeah, he's top.
Sounded familiar. I can't remember who I thought it was. Who he sounded like. He had quite a familiar sounding voice, actually. Really good, though.
It had that kind of, like, almost like Black Crowes kind of thing going on at times. That kind of rock?
There was a specific vocalist. It'll come to me at some point, but yeah, carry on. What about the other band?
Well, they were really great. All the musicians were really, really good. The songs were really catchy and everything. It was a sellout. We sold out the venue.
Boom.
And the band... So we were first on. And then a band called A Priori. So they were a three-piece. But the bass... He wasn't a bass player. He was a keyboard player.
Key bass?
So he had like his keyboard set up, leaning towards the crowd, playing all the bass lines. I mean, if you didn't look, you would have just thought it was bass.
I'm a bit disgusted by it, if I'm honest.
You would. Is that practically a bass burn for you?
It's a bass burn.
It's a bass burn.
It's a bass burn. Insert sample here.
Great band, though, really tight. And the wonderful thing was, all of the members from both bands were just they were so kind and just really nice to be around. So,
amazing,
brilliant crowd, and like really, what's the word I'm looking for? Really engaged in all the performances. So, made some new fans, I think, and I told them about the podcast as well, mate. So I was.
Hopefully they're listening right now.
Hopefully. So, hello to any of you from Wolverhampton. Brilliant gig though. So.
When's your next one? You got one soon?
That one's in Wolverhampton.
Do you?
I only play in Wolverhampton.
Only play in Wolverhampton.
Yeah.
If you ever want to catch Danny play, go to Wolverhampton at some point.
Just go to Wolverhampton.
He's not going to tell you till the day before though, so be prepared to go at a very short notice.
This might actually go out after.
It would, probably
5th of April, Mayfest. That's when.
Anything after that?
Hairy Dog in Derby.
When's that?
I'll have to check the date.
You don't know, do you?
Yeah, we'll have to punch into that one.
The reason he doesn't promote these gigs is because he doesn't know when he's playing.
Playing with the Soul Revival on that one.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So if you're free, you'll have to come down.
Oh, definitely. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Decent dude.
Right. Coffee chat.
I guess.
No. Tea chat.
Danny, it's not coffee, it's tea this time.
Tea chat.
Tea chat with Danny and Dan.
Tea chat. What have we got? What's the tea of choice this week? I actually went to that tea shop in Nottingham.
Well, that ties in nicely.
Yeah, that Bird and Brew.
Well, you tried to get a teapot, didn't you?
Yeah, I was going to get us a nice teapot for the studio, of course. And they've got these little pots of tea, like loose tea. But unfortunately, the chip and pin machine was down. And I didn't have my bank card because I just do contactless on my phone. So I couldn't actually pay for anything. So I haven't got any tea for today's episode. But we have got a tea that you prepared earlier for us.
What is it, Dan?
Let's have a little
have a bit of a sample.
A little sniff and a sample.
We just reached into the cupboard and just grabbed one out. So it could be anything.
Oh, it could be. Are they both the same?
Yes, they will be.
Smell your sniffing for ages.
Is that raspberry I can smell?
Oh, I think it is, isn't it? I can't get the other flavour though. What's the other flavour in there? It's definitely a berry fruity tea. Can you remember which one?
It's quite nice.
I bet you
it's a bit
remember.
subtle.
I bet you can't remember which one it is. Can you?
Well, we've thrown the box. Really, this tea section is pretty useless because we can't tell you what we're drinking.
It's berry. It's a pinky ready colour.
It's raspberry in nature.
It's raspberry. It's a berry surprise. Let's call it berry surprise.
I think it's
not a silken bag, so it's not a tea pigs.
Mary Berry.
It's definitely not called Mary Berry, but we'll say it is. Okay, Mary Berry. Lovely tea. Thanks, dude.
What have you been listening to?
Ooh, that's a good question. What have I been listening to this week? Well, this is very strange, of course. I've been listening to Jethro Tull.
I was not expecting that. Why?
Well, they've got a new album out. I think they've been going for like 60 years now, nearly.
Really? Are they all still around then?
6 decades. It's the flute guy. He's the main guy.
Oh, yeah. He's been on everything here, hasn't he, in the program?
Yeah.
When you need a flute, you get that guy in.
Is it a flutist or a flautist? Is it a flautist?
I think it's the latter.
Flautist. I had a little listen to that bit. I don't want to be horrible, it was a bit grating.
Okay.
I didn't really enjoy it.
Was it the one produced by...
No, this is a new one.
By Stephen Wilson?
No, this is a brand new new album. So I went back to listen to Aqualung from I think it's the 70s.
I don't think I've ever listened to Jeffrey at all.
Have you not?
Ever, yeah. I mean, even being a prog fan, I've never ventured into...
But there's a recent, I say recent, I don't know when it was, a recent-ish remaster by Stephen Wilson.
Okay.
Anyway, it sounded great anyway, but we'll bang it on after this so you can have a little listen, Danny.
Yes, okay.
But very good. I love Aqualung. It's one of my favourite prog albums.
Quality.
So, I've been listening to that. Not much else, I don't think. I think that's it for this week. What about you, Danny? What have you been listening to?
Yeah, I think you're going to be upset with this one.
Oh, no. What is it?
I've been listening to Dream Theater's new album.
Oh, is it horrific? His voice.
You know what? There's a couple of things, really. When the album starts...
There's a couple of things, really.
I think I enjoy the instrumental sections more than anything.
Yes.
If I'm perfectly honest. And then also the production, when it first starts, my initial reaction was like, "Ooh, I'm not sure." It's kind of, I don't know, it seemed a little bit thin.
Oh, okay.
The overall sound, it sounded very...
I'm not expecting that.
Yeah. That was my initial thoughts anyway. But then as the album went on, I don't know if I just normalised to it. Maybe. I didn't really give it much thought after that, and it just sounded nice and crisp, and I could hear everything going on. But I couldn't stop focusing on the guitar, obviously. But it's just out of this world. I can't believe he plays the way he does. It's just massively inspiring.
High praise.
Yeah, Petrucci is amazing.
I've always enjoyed his playing, but it's just a bit of a mess. I find it a bit of a mess sometimes. Not his guitar, just the whole package, really.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
I say mess. I don't mean mess as in out of time or anything like that. It's obviously none of that. But
is it because there's just a lot going on?
Just a lot going on, and it's like ADHD, like condensed into a song a lot of the time.
Yeah, it is full on into it. It really is full on. But the album Parasomnia, yeah, I think it's one of them albums where you've got to. I mean, it's got 8 tracks and it's an hour and 11 minutes long.
Bloody hell. A couple of 15, 20-minute tracks in there, though.
But the mad thing, I listened to the album and I can't actually remember a single melody off it because it's
too much going on.
Action-packed.
Yeah, and to be fair to them, they are action-packed.
They are action-packed.
I'd put that on the album cover if it was me. Quote from Danny Beardsley. Action-packed.
Action-packed. I think prog, as far as prog metal goes, I don't think it gets much better than Dream Theater, really.
Between the both,
they're like... Yeah, but that's more aggressive, isn't it? That's like death metal prog, really.
I almost say death. Maybe, yeah, with the vocals. Probably, yeah, you're probably right. They're more standard metal, aren't they? Are they? Prog metal? Yeah, I suppose standard prog metal. Standard prog metal.
That's never been said about Dream Theater. It's more standard prog.
Yeah, you're probably right.
It's definitely an album I'd recommend a prog fan to listen to.
I will, at some point, peruse.
Yeah.
I'll give you that promise.
You won't like the vocal, just saying.
Is it bad?
It's not bad, it's just not enjoyable.
The problem with you is I ask you something like that and you'd never say. You'd never say that about, even if we got bloody Denise Bowles' album up, you wouldn't say that the vocals are bad, even though they are. So I'm asking the wrong person, really, aren't I?
Yeah, but I don't think I said it's not bad. It's just not enjoyable.
Yeah, but that's the same thing, surely. It's the same thing, Danny. Oh, I don't enjoy that. Well, it's not good then, is it? Bloody hell.
It's one of them albums, though, where I listen to the guitar, I was like, oh, God. It made me want to go back and practice more.
Did it want to make you buy a Music Man? Did you have one at some point?
No, I did have one, but the neck's too thin. I can't play... Yeah. I knew you'd laugh at that.
I can't play it, the neck's too thin.
Yeah, I've got
a thick neck.
I've got a thumb injury.
Oh,
so I get all locked up and yeah.
Oh, that went a bit sad, didn't it?
Yeah.
Why don't you just lop it off?
Oh, I forgot to say there was a bit of a bass story from the gig.
Oh, I like a bass story.
There was someone in the crowd was saying, "Oh, I really enjoyed the set, but I have to admit, I was so fascinated with the bass player. He had 5 strings, and I wanted to see if he could play them all." She was like, "I know," and she was like, "Oh, he did play them all." I was like, "Yeah, I know. He's very good."
It's not for show.
But I was quite surprised. Maybe you don't see 5 strings in like rock bands. Is that right?
You don't really, do you?
It's like normally 4-string bass, is it?
Yeah, it's more it's a more metal thing, isn't it? Or like, I suppose
In
like
the jazz realm,
jazz,
kind of thing.
soul, and that kind of stuff. Always have kind of 5 or more.
Yeah, I told Ben afterwards, and he was like, "Yeah, I know. I noticed."
Was she just staring at him the whole time?
staring at him the entire time.
Salivating. It's a bit creepy, really, isn't it? Oh, should we crack on, dude?
Yeah, let's crack on. We've got a brilliant guest on. Really enjoyed this one.
Oh, yes, it is, yeah.
Yes. And we've got a bit of a theme in this one, haven't we? Seeing as it's Mental Health Week.
Oh, yeah, this one's for Mental Health Week, so we've got some nice little messages in there, haven't we?
We hope
some
so.
positive things we talk about. It's good to talk about these things.
Yes.
I think at some point we all share our techniques to try and keep the thoughts away at night.
Keep the demons at bay.
Indeed. Yeah. They're sometimes in the veins.
Yeah. I think sometimes it's good. Well, it's always good to be vulnerable and just open up and talk.
Exactly. It's the best thing you can do.
So
listen to us talking about it.
Yes.
Enjoy. Dude.
How are you?
Very well. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
Yeah,
mate.
great, dude.
Absolutely brilliant poster, and I like the Paddington as well.
I know. Back to the Future, what can I say? It was the first film I was allowed to see on my own as a kid in 1985.
Oh.
So...
Wow. What a great way to start.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, dude, thanks for joining us.
That's all right. Looking forward to having a natter.
We have not crossed paths in so long now. We were having a chat, weren't we, before...
Yeah.
Just earlier on, weren't we? Some of the shows we've played together when you were in Panic Cell.
Long time ago.
A very long time ago.
It's quite scary, really, isn't it?
The passage of time is relentless.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
So, dude, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name's Rob. Some people might know me as Bobby Town. I'm a musician of far too long. And I grew up in the 1990s, just falling in love with music. My dad was in a band, and I think this is where I got it from. He toured with bands like the Kinks in the 60s, things like that.
Cool.
He met my mum, being in the 1960s. The traditional thing to do was to get married and have a family. So inevitably, I think what happened, the DNA was spread onto me. And throughout the 90s, I was playing in bands. And all I wanted to do was play in bands. I flunked out of college because I discovered 3 periods, the pub down the road, Jack Daniels, and that I could play with other musicians, which was very, very unique. Back in the 1990s compared to now, it was quite tricky to find other musicians, bands. So I spent most of my 1990s flunking out of college, playing in bands, trying to get into a band that was serious and play as many gigs as possible. But it was pre-internet. The sort of opportunities available there then were literally playing your local pub, club, etc. And I gave it all up towards the end of the 90s. Cut all my hair off. I went and got a traditional job, ended up working for a company called Fujitsu, who you might have heard of in recent times. I thought that was it. I thought I was done with playing in bands and I would follow the same path as my father and settle down. And the problem was I'm quite unconventional, like a lot of us are. And an opportunity presented itself. I joined a band called Panic Cell in 2002, I think, something like that. And we were just very, very determined. there was 5 guys who were absolutely determined. And within like 12 months joining the band, I quit my full-time job. I got some temp jobs and I just focused, along with a couple of the other guys, especially Luke, the singer. I focused on the business and the operations of the band and just driving the band as hard as possible. And it worked. We basically, without boasting or bragging, we pretty much did everything I'd ever dreamed of. And that wasn't because we were the best band in the world. It was because we knew how to navigate the music business. And it was great to start with. It was absolutely fantastic to start with. We were playing Download Festival. Within the first 12 months, we were on Scars TV, Kerrang TV, MTV, on the radio, all over the media, press and media. People thought we were this huge band with loads and loads of money when we weren't. And it was, like I say, it was great to start with. But then inevitably you hit this glass ceiling because everything costs money, obviously. Yes. And it got very tough because we had to really sort of handle the music business side of things. And because we weren't spring chickens, I mean, I was the youngest one at the time. I was 29, 30 when I joined the band. Everyone else was in their sort of mid-30s, so to speak. They had families, commitments, and it quickly became obvious that we were never going to be able to earn a like-for-like income compared to a traditional job.
Yeah.
So it was very tough. After a while, it became very tough. But we did go on, for 8 years, and our final days before I left the band, we were playing with the likes of Metallica, and we played our final gig at Solosphere, which was great. And yeah, that's kind of like my journey. And then I moved into the music business, doing what I do now with Stampede Press, and then education. And I'm still trying to find my way back to being just that kid in the bedroom playing guitar without worrying about any of all the stuff,
the grown-up stuff.
Yeah.
I can kind of handle life. It's fun. It's if I'm honest with you, I'd love to just play in a band and not have to worry about any of the music business side of things. But it's very challenging to find like-minded folk. Yes. And also so much has changed since all of our days. The early days of social media with MySpace and whatnot. Social media now is a behemoth. With many good things, but also many bad things.
Yes, absolutely.
But yeah, that's kind of everything wrapped up very concisely. But there's obviously more to it.
Dude, what a way to end your time with Panic Cell, though. Playing Sonisphere and playing alongside Metallica, and what an achievement. I mean, not many people get to do that, do they?
No, they don't. No,
that's awesome. I mean,
it was ridiculous because I remember we were on this bill. It was us opening Anthrax, Devil Driver, Megadeth, Slayer, Alice in Chains, and then Metallica wrapping it.
Wow. What a lineup.
You've had your moments as well, guys, but this one was just so surreal because where our dressing room was, it was in the enclosed circle, and it was literally this big room with all these dressing rooms, and next to us we had the likes of Fear Factory. We had Metallica just over there. If anything, if I take anything away from my time in Panic Cell, is to say that dreams can come true. They might not look like exactly what you thought they were going to, but if you push yourself hard enough and you find the right connections and stuff, amazing things can happen.
Yes, definitely.
You've got to be ready for it.
Yeah. It is a massive commitment, isn't it? But I actually went back and revisited Panic Cell because I've not listened to them for a little while, and it's even better than I remember, dude. The album "What Doesn't Kill Us." I was listening through that album. Yeah, I'm getting I don't know if the intention was there for it, but I was getting Pantera vibes. I don't know if I heard that originally, but it was
100%.
wicked. absolutely wicked. And then I went and listened to some Seven Deadly, because I believe you did Seven Deadly for a while, did you?
Tried to start another band afterwards, and that was probably not the best thing. I should have just moved straight into therapy, to be honest with you. After the band, but I tried to start another band. But yeah, Pantera, massive influence. I mean, you hear those first two albums, and I mean, we were likened to Metallica meets ABBA. Yeah, really bizarre, because one of our guitarists, Kelly, he was a massive fan of pop music and ELO and harmonies and things like that.
Yeah.
I guess that kind of like helped set us apart a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no denying the Pantera. I mean, Pantera rules, really.
Yeah. I noticed there's loads and loads of vocal harmonies on that album.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was just Luke doing the vocals. I don't know, but I mean, he certainly had a very strong, powerful, aggressive vocal.
Yeah, I
didn't
mean, Luke's favourite vocalists at the time, you had Chuck Billy from Testament, for example.
Oh, yeah.
That influence. And then it would get really interesting, because then Chris Cornell, the tonality of Chris Cornell.
Yeah.
And the diversity of that amazing singer. And also, he was a big fan of a-ha's Morton Harkett.
Oh, was he? I wouldn't have guessed that, mate. I wouldn't have guessed that.
I know. It's what I love about meeting other musicians and finding out their influences and what makes them tick. And yeah, underneath our bonnets, all of us, we've got these incredible inspirations and influences, and they can come from anywhere.
Yes.
You know, it doesn't have to be rock and metal. It can be pop, it can be classical, and it's what makes hard rock and heavy metal and alternative music really interesting. There's a plethora of influences going into the melting pot. It's great.
Definitely, it's one of the reasons we do this podcast, just to talk to people and find this kind of thing out.
Yeah,
brilliant.
We want to hear how the guest work their way through their musical career and what makes them tick and.
Yeah, it's really
reminisce.
Yeah, it's really. I think it's what you're doing is really important. Getting underneath the bonnet of what's actually going on, because ultimately we're all human beings, and we share so many different things. And where it gets really interesting is in the collaboration, in the art, and that's, to me, that's the best bit. The creativity, bringing something to life, and how it's affected by, we might come in with a vision, and then the drummer might do something that just completely changes the pace of a song, for example. And that, to me, is exciting. That is the best bit. And if it stopped there, I think we'd be okay. But the moment you're like, well, we want to take this to an audience and a fan base and start, really sort of ramping this up, then you're into the music business, and that's where you have to really boot up your boots and strap up your boots, whatever you call it, and then just grit your teeth and get ready for the ride.
Yeah, I think that's what we're enjoying about, because we do all the samples for this podcast, and because we create them for ourselves, really, don't we?
Yeah, we do it to make each other laugh and make ourselves laugh, and the joy of it, really, rather than releasing it to like an audience or playing it live. It's just for us, really, isn't it?
I couldn't agree more, honestly. I'll be honest with you, I stopped playing guitar for like 10 years. I got so burnt out from the business side of things, and some of the negative situations that happened. It just completely turned me off playing guitar. But then a couple of years ago, I bought another guitar, got a bass, got a few bits and pieces behind me, and gradually I'm just getting back into creating for creativity. Purely that, and I keep on threatening to actually write a song and release it just fun.
Yes.
And I that, to me, if I can just get back to that place, it's full circle stuff, isn't it? At the end of the day, that you start out and it's just amazing, isn't it? You're discovering all this music. You discover you got passion for instruments and whatnot, and it's such an incredible time. And then, as you mentioned earlier, life gets in the way, and for me it took away that passion. But the moment I get that passion back, I think without saying cliche, I will be totally happy again.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like it's without it, I feel like a big part of it is missing.
Yeah.
Yes, when it's been with you since childhood, it's just like, it's a fundamental part of your personality, isn't it?
Totally. totally. So if anyone who's listening or watching this, and you are struggling with, picking up your instrument or whatnot, find a way to fall back in love with it. Yeah. And, if you do that, you'll be in a much better place because, like you say, it's your guitar, your mic, your keyboard, your drums, whatever the instrument, whatever it is, it's an integral part of you. It is literally in your DNA. And if you stop it, you're denying yourself one of the greatest pleasures going, arguably.
Yeah, well said, Rob.
Absolutely agree.
Totally agree. How are things going at Stampede?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always juggling different things. I mean, Stampede originally. So when I stopped doing the bands, I wondered what I was going to do because I've been out of traditional work for nearly a decade, 9 years or so. And I thought, what am I going to do? Do I want to go back and work for someone? And I didn't. I liked having the free range of being able to do what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it. So I set up Stampede Press, which is a limited company, and I started offering out PR and marketing services. And because I had some contacts, it took off pretty quickly. But it evolved in so much more because I realised that the bands and artists coming to me, they were falling into the same trappings that I and many others fell into. So a big part of what I do at Stampede is education. Just giving bands and artists the foundations of what they need to do and know before diving in head first. So I studied for a master's degree in 2018. Now, considering I've been out of education since 1992 and I failed miserably because I discovered free periods, the pub, Jack Daniels, etc. Doing a master's degree in music industry enterprise and innovation was very daunting. And then you couple up the fact that I was going to do it in 9 months.
Wow.
It was painful.
Yeah, I bet.
But I did it. And it's enabled me to work in the education sector. So I've taught at universities. I do keynote speeches, but the whole premise of it is to make more musicians aware about the music business, the music industry, and to help them to have a better time and to not make mistakes that I made. So.
That's it. Yeah,
it's just really important. It's great that we have got. This is my opinion, but it's great that we got the accessibility to producing music and promote it, etc. We got the affordability to do it. We got the platforms to do it. Everyone's got the same sort of tools, isn't it? Which is fantastic. But then the other side of the coin is everyone's got the same tools.
Yeah, totally.
Everyone's out there battling, trying to, get more streams and all that stuff. And I always say, you strip it back. What you're trying to do, you're trying to get your music to listeners that will like what you do. Yes, you can go onto Spotify and do the streaming and stuff, but are you actually truly connecting with that? So another big part of what I do is I coach bands into how they can monetize their music, how they can actually make money from their merchandise and stuff like that online without needing to go out and tour so much, which is another conversation because we're seeing venues shut down. So it's just really important to me that as we see more and more bands appear and go quicker, that bands understand what they can control and they can definitely turn things into a commercial enterprise and have a good time doing it as well. You've got to be happy doing something you're passionate about at the end of the day. And if you're not careful, this industry can completely suck the passion out of such a joyful thing.
Yeah. I think it's really important, Rob, what you're doing in terms of that education, because it's something that most bands probably don't even think about, They probably get to that stage where they've got an album to release, put it on Spotify, and then don't really know what to do next.
Yeah.
Or like you said, do the wrong thing.
Yeah, I think, even speaking personally, like my last album that I put out, it was nowhere near as popular as the first one. But I did the same things, but I just don't know. I don't know what happened with it,
Just come to me, Danny. Just come to me.
Rob will sort you out.
Well,
I mean, honestly, if it's great music, there's never been more listeners to connect with.
Yeah.
You just got to find the actual routes to emotionally connect with them.
That's the hardest bit, Rob. It's connecting the listener to your music.
Yeah, and that's the bit I've always struggled with, the promotion side.
And you can do what you can do as much social media as you like, but if you ain't got the route to connect, then it's never going to get there, is it? So yeah, it's really, really important, Rob. That is what you're doing.
Yeah.
I'm here to tell you is if the art's intact, let's face it, the art is the heart. That is what ultimately matters. If you produce the music that you love and people react to it because of it, fantastic. You're not having to bend anyone else's will. You're doing it on your own terms. But the trick is, how do you actually connect with those listeners? And I would offer the best place at this stage is social media, some paid ads, getting them onto your website where you're offering something of great value and convert them into either mail opt-in subscribers or even better, paying customers.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to do. It is, honestly, it's not rocket science, but it does take a bit of effort. But I think ultimately, if anyone's serious about being an artist, being a band, self-released as well, self-managed, there's a plethora of case studies out there. One of the ones I always recommend is go and revisit the Beatles and look at them, pre-1966 when they were managed by Brian Epstein.
Yeah.
And then post Brian Epstein after he passed, and when the Beatles formed Apple Music, essentially their own music business. Now, post Epstein, arguably that was the Beatles' best work because they were pioneers, they were innovators. However, behind the scenes, they were embroiled in music business, which they were totally alien to. And if you go and look at a case study of the Beatles, you'll see a group of lads who were great mates who turned against each other because they got embroiled in the music business and various other factors. Yeah. So you need to get your thick skin on. You need to get, and I'm quite opinionated on this, but for me it's really important. It's finding the right people to surround yourself with that understand the situations you're in, and then having a battle plan. It's really boring. Risk assessment, SWOT analysis, SMART goals, all that stuff. And hey, we're musicians. We didn't get into this to be doing spreadsheets and stuff like that. So if it's something that as an artist you're not really happy about doing, then find someone that is passionate about what you do and get them on board to help you out with it. And I'm being quite deep with this, but I'm just saying there's history is so important, isn't it? We learn from history, and it's no different for the music business. We can learn, and even though we're in a completely different time now with the music business, there's so much that still is hugely relevant and often doesn't get looked at.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for sharing that, Rob. It's really, really interesting. Really interesting. Thanks for doing the work that you do.
Shall we start the Dream Band process, Danny?
We can do.
Have you had a good think about your band, Rob?
I've had a think.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, first of all, you do understand that you're in this band.
I do understand it. Yeah.
Good.
I'm just looking at the members at the moment. I'm just like, no way.
So what are you going to be playing in this band, Rob?
I will stick to my weapon of choice, bass guitar.
Oh, amazing.
Wicked. Have you got a bass of choice that you'd use, or one that you'd...
I'd probably stick with my P bass. Yeah.
Oh, they've got a strong tone, haven't they?
You can always tell it's a P bass, can't you? I
could lean in Spectre maybe, or
Spectre.
Warwick.
Good.
I used to play some quite heavy basses, but I'm getting old, guys. I'm 50. I've got to think about my mobility.
You have indeed.
So I don't want to be wearing a big heavy guitar. So that there is just the right sort of fit for me. It's got some heft to it, but it's really easy to throw around. I mean, I back in the day with Panic Set, I used to chuck bass around and whatnot.
I can remember.
But, I'm paying for it now.
Oh, bad back.
Yeah.
Bad backs
We've all got bad back. I've got bad back right now as I sit here.
Mobility issues. That's what this should be about. Rock mobility.
Have you got any favourite bass players from history, Rob? Who would be taking your place if you were in the band?
Oh, if I wasn't in the band.
Yeah.
I mean, do I mention this now because you say there's honourable mentions? Does it fall under that?
Yeah, if I was an honourable mention, who would be your honourable mention for bass?
I'd say Rex Brown.
Oh, yeah, from Pantera.
Yeah, great choice.
Absolutely solid as hell. It's just his playing is incredible. I watched a video recently. He's got this Morley pedal, I think. It's blue pedal that he used on the Great Southern Trendkill and Reinventing the Steel, and it's a wah pedal, I think.
Oh,
with
nice.
Distortion or something like that, and because they're on tour, aren't they, at the moment? And he showed him playing it, and the tone that he gets from it is just astonishing. And he was saying that Dimebag used to use it.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
On some of your Panic Cell stuff, Rob, you've got quite a gnarly, distorted bass tone.
Yeah, it was always about the peg, the amp peg.
Yeah.
It's really getting as much grit and drive out of that without having to have a pedal, which I did. I did have a couple of pedals now and again, but you just can't beat a nice set of strings on a bass guitar going clean into amp and really driving that. When you get it right. Yeah.
Which
I don't miss lugging that stuff around.
No.
You know, you played the Cat House up in Glasgow?
No. It doesn't ring a bell, no.
Loads of steps. So carrying an 8x10 and a heavy amp. I don't miss that stuff, no. But yeah, amp pegs all the way. Beautiful. I mean that I don't know if you can see it, but that's just a combo.
Oh yeah.
It's light as a feather, but it's a beast. What comes out, you can really get some great tones out of it.
Or if it's Ampeg, I mean,
I used to have an Ampeg.
Yeah.
I had the SVT7, which wasn't too beastly, thankfully, but it's still packed a punch.
Nice.
It's a lovely amp.
But yeah, if I wasn't playing bass, it'd be Rex from Pantera. Awesome.
Oh.
Great choice.
Well, we've got a couple of rules as well, mate.
Time for the rules, baby.
Would you like to take the first one?
I'll do the first one. You can have no current or past band members in your dream band.
And you can't choose more than one member from the same band.
I think you met your criteria.
Good. We'll tell you if you haven't.
Excellent.
Recommend.
We've had it before. We were finding out afterwards, haven't we?
Oh, yeah. In the last episode.
Yeah, it was like, oh, no.
We disqualified a member, didn't we? Is that what we did in the end?
No, we just chose not to go to the gig, which was an absolute loss for us. So we're going to start with the first dream member, mate, and it's your dream drummer. I mean, you can start with your honourable mention if you want, if you've got one.
Who are you picking?
I haven't actually got one. I'm sticking with this guy.
That's all right.
So you might have heard of a band called Seven Dust.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes. Great band.
Morgan Rose, drummer.
Amazing choice.
Solid.
He can do absolutely everything. You know.
And he's a great vocalist.
Yeah. I mean, if you watch videos of him playing live, he is just whacking the hell out of those drums, and every time he's in the pocket. You know, he might just do this fill, and then he's in the pocket, and he just means it every hit. He just absolutely, and he can do anything, absolutely anything. I think with someone like him behind you,
you're solid.
You can't go wrong.
Well,
really.
you can trust him as a drummer, can't you, to provide. Like without thinking about him. That's the best thing about having a solid drummer, isn't it? Not even thinking they're going to go wrong.
Important. Don't tell them I said that, but you are so important. No, I'm joking. They are so important.
Yeah.
You get the drummer right, and you will slay. You will kill, definitely. And I'd say I'd go with Morgan Rose. He was the first one I thought of And then I started thinking about the likes of Mike Portnoy, Neil Peart, stuff like that. But I wanted someone that's an all-rounder because I want to be a bit experimental with his band. I want to places that are a little bit off kilter. So I need a drummer that's agile and flexible. And I think Morgan Rose fits the bill.
He certainly is. Have you got a favourite, should we say, favourite album, maybe? Because he's done so many with Sevendust, hasn't he?
I love Sevendust.
Sevendust.
It's probably too hard with a single track because it's just so many.
They're just one of those bands that are solid. Everything that they release is really solid. Yeah. I really liked the stuff when Corey left, actually. They did 3 albums with another guy. I can't remember the names of it. Oh, absolutely rubbish.
Oh, don't worry. We're rubbish at remembering as well.
Don't worry. We kind of put people on the spot with that.
Have you played with Sevendust?
Yeah. No.
I'm surprised, really. They are kind of that kind of band.
I've got a story. We were booked, Panic Cell were booked for a month-long tour with Sevendust and Stained in 2005. And Stained had to pull the tour. I was devastated.
As I would be.
Devastated. So we never got to play with Sevendust. We got to play with Stained the following year. But, yeah.
Oh, that's a shame. You'd have gone really down. Yeah. You'd have gone down really well with Sevendust as well.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I mean, it's that kind of.
Totally.
Yeah.
You know, the sort of peak for us in terms of connecting with audiences when we toured with Disturbed.
Oh yes, yeah.
You know when you're playing to someone else's audience and you can just tell you're connecting.
Yeah.
Disturbed were a perfect audience.
What year was that, Rob?
That was 2005. I
think I saw you that year actually, supporting Disturbed.
We just seemed to be everywhere.
Yeah,
just popping up like a bad smell. It was ridiculous. We were working with a really influential manager, one of those people that can literally pick up the phone and talk to a booking agent, and you'd be on the tour.
Oh,
that's why I think Disturbed. So we did that, and then we were supposed to do the month-long tour with Sevendust and Stained. That didn't happen. Then I think we did some stuff with Fozzy, and it's all good stuff. It's all really good stuff. But the challenge with all that stuff, isn't it, guys, is it's not sustainable.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah.
Unless you are selling out enough places, you are selling enough records, you are giving people a reason to book you. Getting big gigs like that, it becomes, the moment you think, well, this is the real world, it's kind of like you're just making things really difficult for yourself.
Yeah.
Instead of thinking, well, yeah, this is a nice little peak. We go back down again and just keep going like that. Another peak. If I was, if I could go back and tell myself that, it's like, it's a peak. You're going to go back down, but just keep bobbling on.
Yeah. Don't get too frustrated. Yeah, we were like, because we had a shot with our old band, didn't we, Emperor Chung? We played at Download, which was like a real big deal. It was a big step up for us, and then we kind of, I don't know when it sort of dropped back down from there. It was like we found it hard to accept.
Yeah,
and it really put a strain on us.
Yeah,
it put a lot of strain on us, didn't it?
Yeah.
I remember when we used to do big gigs, and I had a temp job. I went to go and temp for this company, and it was only supposed to be for like 3 days, but I got on really well with the director, and then he offered me a full-time sort of temp position, and he let me go off and do the band as and when I wanted. But the hardest part of it was, like you just described there, you go and play a great gig like Download at the weekend, and then come back to the office job on the Monday. People say, how was your weekend? I was like, did this great gig, it was amazing. All right, when you get a proper job.
Yeah. It's when you get to use the nice toilets at Download. It's like,
you think you've made it.
Yeah, you think you've made it.
There's definitely something special about playing Download. It's one of the most common asked questions when I work with bands. Is like, can you get us on Download? And I'm like, get in the line.
Yeah. Oh God. Well, great drummer choice. Pulling it back in.
Yeah,
great drummer
thank you,
choice. Are you having two guitarists by any chance?
Yes, I am, but I'm being a bit sneaky with the rhythm guitarist.
Oh, okay.
You might have to disqualify me.
Well, we'll be the judge of that. So, who is your dream rhythm guitarist?
I'm going to go with Mike Kerr from Royal Blood.
Oh, bass.
Really?
I'm absolutely fine with this, Danny.
He's got a great sound, hasn't he?
Absolutely.
Fucking hell.
Absolutely.
Can you imagine? He must be an absolute beast on guitar. What he can do with that bass. I'm just thinking that if he was on rhythm guitar, he could just come out with his incredible sonics that would again help distinguish our sound.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a great choice.
A real good...
That's a curveball. That is. I was not expecting that, but that's amazing.
Yeah, that's a great choice, mate.
The Royal Blood are fantastic. You know what he does. It's just like astonishing. And that drummer actually is incredible as well. Rock solid.
Yeah,
really,
very
good
good.
band.
Proper innovation, isn't it? With just the bass. But yeah, no, that's a great choice.
Do I get that in?
Yeah. Danny, I'm allowing it. I don't care if you say no. I'm allowing it.
I'm allowing it because I think it sounds great.
Good.
So.
I think you should allow it.
We're not normally on the same page, but we agree on this one unanimously.
We agree. Have you got any? Have you seen Royal Blood at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love them. I mean, I know it's a big production and whatnot, but I've seen them and they were just fantastic. And then I've seen a Royal Blood tribute band where it's actually, the drummer and the bass and singer, and he's got all the effects and the tone and whatnot. And they put it off, and I think ultimately it's like, for me, it's great songs.
Yeah.
Great performance, great songs. And it's just proof that, even though it's just a two-piece, you can make a great sound happen. And I think they deserve every success that they've got.
Yeah, it's the simplicity of it, isn't it? It just works.
Have you seen them?
Yeah, I've seen them. Yeah,
has it got like that mammoth?
It's massive. Yeah, it sounds huge.
Does it?
Sounds huge.
Yeah, I mean, they've now got backing singers, and they got people and stuff and pedals and whatnot. But I love it.
Wicked. Oh, wicked. Is he going to be doing backing vocals as well by any chance?
I think so. Yeah, I'd say so.
Be a waste otherwise, wouldn't it?
Got to milk this totally.
Yeah.
Squeeze it.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Any honourable mentions for rhythm guitar? You got anyone else that you'd have in his place if he was not available?
Let's get my list. Oh, it'd have to be Malcolm, wouldn't it?
Malcolm Young.
Malcolm Young.
Malcolm,
We've recently just looked into and reminded ourselves how good of a player Malcolm is, and I think sometimes he's overlooked, isn't he? For how rock solid he is. And
if you read articles about Malcolm Young, especially when Angus is reflecting about Malcolm Young, he's like literally Malcolm was the GOAT.
Yeah.
It's like Dave Mustaine, I think, used to bow down to the altar of Malcolm Young. Same with James Hetfield, fantastic players themselves. But something about Malcolm Young, just that's the beauty of it, the simplicity, isn't it? It sounds simple, but actually it's not.
It's not,
It's incredibly genius level stuff.
We watched an interview, didn't we, with a producer that worked with him, and he said he was the most solid guitarist he'd ever recorded. And that's a massive, acclaim, isn't it, really?
Yeah, massive. And you think about, as a guitar player, we're all quick to jump to the learning the lead playing and this flashy playing, but it happens for 7 seconds in a song. The bulk of the song is
the Malcolm Young.
And the bit that you remember from a song, if it's a rock song, is the riff, isn't it? You don't remember the solo most of the time.
Well,
that
unless
big riff,
unless it's you.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Well played.
We're back. We're back in action. I hope you're fully refreshed.
I am, I've had my hydration.
What is it? Just water? Anything?
Jägermeister.
Sorry?
Jägermeister.
Hey, straight in the veins.
Oh, God. Can't handle it.
Not these days.
No.
We've both not drank for about 6 months.
Yeah, we've been
I need to get out of bed, and if I do it now, it's like literally that's 3 or 4 days wiped out.
Yeah.
The joy of aging.
Start thinking, is it worthwhile?
No.
Like, yeah, go on, you can do this. Go on, you got it. Yeah.
No.
No.
The reality is different. Oh, dude, we're on to your next member.
Okay.
Who is it, Danny?
Your dream lead guitarist.
Who are you picking?
I'm going with Pablo Gilberto, Mr. Paul Gilbert.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say, I don't know who Pablo Gilbert is.
Yeah, I was thinking, who's that?
It was a Mr. Big video around the not music video, but one of the video VHSs, and they had a clip from a Spanish guitar player, and they were calling him Pablo Gilberto. I think he's nicknamed that. But yeah, anyway, he's always been one of my favourite guitarists, and again, he's like Morgan Rose. He can do everything, play everything.
Yes.
He's an incredible player, From the days of Shrapnel and doing all the shredding, through to Mr. Big and the complexities of that, and then to his solo stuff as a fantastic singer and songwriter. He's got it all, absolutely got it all. He can make you weep. He can make you cry.
It's the power of lead guitar, isn't it?
Yeah.
That emotion that you can get out of it.
Even there's not many players who can play with that much speed and velocity, but still have so much emotion in his playing as well.
Yeah, the melody.
The vibrato is like on point, and I mean all the stuff in Racer X was absolutely out of this world. It was ridiculous. But Mr. Big for me was the album. Is it called Lean Into It? That album.
Yeah, so the second album, the big one where they had To Be With You, which was number one back in the day. That was the second album. The first one, which came out in 89, I think. I just remember, I'd never properly heard Billy Sheehan. Okay, I was aware of him in a David Lee Roth band, but it wasn't on my radar. So when someone gave me the Mr. Big debut album, the first song is Addicted to That Rush. I just heard the bass and the drums and then the guitar come in and then Eric Martin's vocals. It's just like...
Madness.
Yeah. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. And Paul Gilbert, just like, another level. Incredible guitar player.
Great tone as well. Really, really, killer great tone. It just cuts through beautifully.
Is he a Strat man?
He's an Ibanez Strat man. Basically, it's like the RG kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's got painted on F holes, doesn't it, on the guitar? So it looks like a hollow body, but it's not. It's just painted.
Painted on.
Yeah.
Why not?
Amazing player. Have you got a favourite piece of work by him? Favourite lead line, maybe?
Oh, that's a tricky one, isn't it? I love a lot of his solo stuff. He's got a song called Streetlights off of his debut album, and it's just a phenomenal solo. A lot of the stuff on Lean Into It, I think, is just incredible. Road to Ruin. There's a certain part on it. I can't remember what he does exactly. I can hear it in my head, but I remember I went and saw him live at the Cannon Country Club in London on that tour, and he did that solo, and I was right at the front, and I saw him doing it. And obviously, this is before the time of YouTube, and you know, pause things and look at it and unpack it. But literally, to have him right in front of you, it's sweet picking. That's what it is. It's sweet picking, but it's the way he pulls it out of the bag and just makes it look so easy, and then straight back into the rhythm, and it's just talent. This much.
I can't disagree with that, dude. What a great choice. That's awesome.
We've not had him yet either, which is a surprise to me because he is a legend, isn't he?
Yes. Absolute
he can do it all.
legend.
He's like you say, he's a shredder. He will make you cry. He loves pop music. He's really diverse in what he does. He's a great songwriter. I think he's a great singer. And he's having a whale of a time at the moment, Mr. Big. I think they're wrapping things up, aren't they? But to be able to have a career as long as he has, and to be still adored, and to still be slaying it as well on guitar, is still fantastic.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll get off this call and I'll remember loads about Seven Dust, and I'll remember a load of songs by Paul Gilbert. Atmosphere on the Moon, that's another good one.
Okay.
I can't remember exactly how it goes, but the solo is just like, oh.
Yeah. One of them where you have to keep rewinding to it. What was that? Oh my God. How did he do that?
We love listening to the suggestions from this. We have a little proper sesh, don't we?
Yeah.
We get all up on YouTube normally, and we watch all the videos of them doing it live and stuff as well.
I'm quickly Googling.
Do it.
There's an album called Silence Followed by a Deafening Roar. I think it came out around about 2008, 2009. It's probably my favourite Paul Gilbert solo album. Phenomenal. Absolutely.
Okay.
I've not listened to that in ages, so I'm going to put it on my listen list.
Yeah. As soon as you hang up, you put it back on.
It's going on ours now as well, so we'll stick it on our list.
There's I remember having a DVD of his called something like "Get Out of My Yard," and it was like an instruction.
Album.
Is that the album? That was based on it. And he, I remember him like dressing up as an astronaut.
Oh,
in like this, he did like these like
Spaceship. There's another album called Spaceship, something or other. Yeah, if you're going to listen to Get Out of My Yard, listen to the first track, Get Out of My Yard, because that is insane. And then there's the track 3, The Curse of Castle Dragon.
Oh, yeah.
Solo in that is just like...
Oh, what a band.
I'm getting a bit moist. Oh,
that was the desired effect.
Have you got any honourable mentions? Is there anyone that can replace the great Paul Gilbert?
No, to be honest with you.
No. In short, no.
No.
Plenty of fantastic guitar players out there, but, I think I'll always land with Paul Gilbert. He can do it all. Again, it's someone that brings more to the table. If we're trying to if this band's trying to stand out in a very crowded market, we want not just good human beings. I like to think all these people are good human beings.
Yeah.
They can also bring something to the table that helps you stand out. And Paul Gilbert, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. You can spot his guitar playing a million miles
away.
Oh
yeah.
As soon as he starts playing, it's like.
Well, I think that's the same for all of these chosen musicians so far. I think you can tell all of them are very unique, aren't they? You've got to.
Oh, so good. And then you got me.
You're the creator. That's the joy of it. You're the one that's brought this band together. The band would be nothing without you.
With that thick P bass and peg tone.
What do you do when Paul Gilbert goes, let's just jam to Addicted to That Rush and let's do that Brother Lover Electric Drill song. Let's just do that and just pull that. I'll be crying. I once, I haven't told anyone this, but I used to do PR for Winger, the band Winger.
Oh, yeah, great band.
I was going to play bass on a couple of tracks live. And they got me on stage and I was so nervous, like Red Beach, right next to me.
What a player.
And, oh my God, I couldn't do it. But I played for a bit and it was like, okay, but honestly, I just wasn't ready for it. I think that's ready for it. But you know when you're in the presence of true greatness, it was like that. You got Rod Morgenstein on drums, just an exceptional drummer, and all of them. Kip Winger, he's a Grammy-nominated artist.
Yeah,
they were ridiculed in the 1990s. Metallica, Nothing Else Matters video, where they're throwing darts at the dartboard in that video.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah, it is, yes.
That was
ridiculous.
It's an absolutely amazing band, amazing bunch of musicians, and you feel that big when you're in the presence of real greatness. And yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, I watched an interview with Rick Beato, and he was talking to Kit Winger, and he was talking about his, because I had no idea he did this, but he does like composition, like classical composition, doesn't he? He's absolutely out of this world.
I didn't know that.
Out of this world, mate. And he played this acoustic performance, and he's playing this ridiculous like classical guitar piece, but singing over the top with this like raspy 80s rock voice as well. It's like, oh my God.
Check out his, I think it's his second Songs from the Ocean Floor, and I think the song you're referring to, it's very classical, Cross it might be called, something like that, and he plays a 12-string guitar. He is, I'm sure you won't mind me saying this, but he is an astonishing musician.
Yeah. Very talented.
Because it was the 1990s, he was a good-looking lad. The vultures jumped on it and whatnot. But he's having a last laugh. I was fortunate enough to work on that classical album with him, and he was nominated for a Grammy. He went to the Grammys and whatnot. And yeah, It's astonishing. Some of these people are just they're geniuses. But it's how the media portrays them. You got to cut through that bullshit and like look at the artist, look at the art.
Yeah.
You like it, great.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to listen to some Winger now after this.
Yeah, Paul. Album 3, the red one, Paul. Awesome.
Okay. Yeah, I'll. Yeah, that's it. I'm listening to that then. Right, we've got. This should. I think. Is this your final member?
I believe so.
Final member, yeah.
Yep.
Your dream vocalist.
Just fine.
Yes, your dream vocalist.
Who are you picking?
I have tussled a little bit on this one.
Ooh, tough one, was it?
So I had to get down. I had to get academic a bit.
Okay.
I had to boil it down to what am I trying to achieve with this band? Well, I'm trying to achieve something that brings great songs, a true and tested sound, but there's enough space for it to breathe and deviate. So what kind of vocalist would I want for this? I landed with Ann Wilson from Heart.
Oh,
whoa!
I was not expecting that.
Class. What a vocal!
Yeah, one of the best vocalists of all time. If I had to give an example of her work right now, I'd say check out her performance of either Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah, it's great.
It's just absolutely incredible. I mean, if you watch it, it looks like Robert Plant's actually got tears in his eyes.
It really is great.
Or Alone live at the Albert Hall or somewhere like that, or they got a live album live from Seattle or something, and the bit where she just belts it out.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's both those performances. I can feel it now that the hairs are sticking up. Yeah, they're there.
They are.
just absolutely astonishing vocals, and just one of the best of all time.
Yeah,
totally. Just mix it up a little bit. Let's be a little bit different. I could have gone for a screaming, shouty vocalist, and I have got a couple in reserve if I wanted to. And the number one for me.
Yeah, but she's got that grit and that power anyway, hasn't she?
Oh, definitely.
And that
the power for sure. Like she's going to cut through the mix, isn't she?
I wasn't expecting that choice, but wow,
it's a great choice. It's a great choice,
especially blended with the other vocalists as well.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, can you imagine? So,
I
can't sing for Toffee, but can you imagine Paul Gilbert, Ann Wilson, and Mike Kerr?
Yeah.
Magical.
It's going to be like a steam train of harmony.
Isn't it? Steam train of harmony. Bloody hell, Danny.
That might be the band name. You might have just done that for me.
Oh, Danny, you've ruined it. Have you seen Heart before?
I haven't, no, unfortunately. It's one of those bands I wish I had seen, but no, never got around to it, unfortunately. Have you guys seen Heart at all?
No,
but I have got very fond memories of listening to Heart in the car on cassette because my mum used to, during the 6 weeks holidays, she used to drop me off at my great grandma's for the 6 weeks of holidays when I was a kid, and I remember listening to Heart like just pretty much on repeat. It was Heart and Lionel Richie. That was on the other tape.
Was it a specific album or was it a combination?
Yeah, I can't remember specific. I remember that the particular tracks were there was definitely Barracuda on there. I remember that being on constantly. What's the other big hit that they did? The huge hit.
Alone. Is it 80s Heart? Is it 70s Heart? That's going to come to you at night one night and be like, this.
And the chorus says something like, "Oh no, I can't remember. You're not going to pick that out from the.
No, not from that, Danny. No. I don't know what that was.
In my head, I sound like.
Yeah, you know it. Yeah.
Let's find it. It's going to bug me otherwise. It probably is Alone. 19. Yeah, it is. It's that track. I'm just not very good with track names.
We got there in the end.
Yeah.
He's Alone.
Yeah, it was Alone. There was Barracuda, and then there was a couple of other tracks on it. I don't know if it was like a I don't know, a single or maybe like a mixtape maybe she put together herself. But yeah, fun memories.
Amazing.
Such a power ballad. Kind of classic.
I remember hearing that back in the day, and it always seemed really heavy when the guitars and the drums come in.
Yeah.
Listen to it now, it's like.
Yeah. Especially when you compare it to Pantera.
I love that drum sound though, that epic kind of. The gator snare and
it's like the Phil Collins snare, like that kind of thing.
Oh yeah,
huge
legendary.
Oh, what a band! You created such a beast band. Oh my word!
I've got backups if you want to quickly hear them.
Let's go through your honourable mentions for vocals because I'm intrigued what the alternative would be.
If I was going more down the metal route, I'd have a chap called Spencer Salteo. I think that's how you pronounce his name.
From Periphery.
Periphery.
Yes.
Spencer Salteo.
He's just astonishing vocalist.
He is. Really.
Again, he's one of those vocalists I listen to, and when he goes for it, it's just like,
yeah.
I don't know what that was supposed to be, but he just, it causes an emotion, a reaction. You feel something, and if you're using it does that, it means it's doing something right. So he would be in my reserve, and also I'd go for Ollie from Bring Me the Horizon because I think he's very diverse. He can do pretty much anything with his voice. He's like an acrobat with his vocals, incredible. So.
It's amazing how the vocalist would change the band so much. Do you know what I mean? It's
good point.
The dynamic of the song would completely shift. Like, and sorry, we're getting Ollie in, but then again, I think it's completely different, isn't it? It's really interesting. You know, when you think about this stuff, it's fascinating what musicians bring to the table and how they can transform a song.
I think it's like what you said earlier, like you're working on a track and then drummer comes up with something. That one member difference can change the song completely into something completely different, and that's the joy, isn't it, of a band?
Yeah, absolutely. Get in a room, and it's a shame that we're not seeing as many bands break through. For various reasons like costs and stuff like that, but I don't think you can beat 4-5 piece band or whatever it is and just like bringing all these different sounds in, and it's really exciting. Really exciting.
Do you think this band will get on? Do you think you'll get along together?
Good question.
Yeah.
I tend to say if you pick the warm people that are a little bit wise, they've gone through the experiences, they've worked out who they are, they just want to work with cool people and do cool things. If they all fit into that kind of like slot, then I think we'll be fine. We'll get along, and any kinks that happen, we'll work it out because we're rational and we can see a broader picture with all of this. We just want to play and have fun. That's what's going on.
It's a great mantra to have for a band, isn't it?
Love it. Absolutely.
It's so difficult though, isn't it?
Well, yes. I'm not in a band anymore. That's probably because of... I think I was saying it last time, wasn't it, Danny? Like, I've only ever done one album with each band I've been in.
Yeah, you should bail out.
I bail out. I run away.
It's not as easy as what people might think it is, it can be very, very challenging, especially when you start to attain a little bit of success. Then the pressure's on. Sometimes, like, it's almost the best thing you can do, in my opinion, is just focus on making music, creating, and do it for yourselves and have fun with it. But then, you know, you look on the other side and go, oh, I wouldn't mind a piece of that.
Yeah. It's so close. I could have a bit of that pie. But it never gets closer, does it? Never gets closer. Well, not normally. Or not enough pie.
More pie.
Shall we summarise?
Let's summarise your choices.
Right. Your dream drummer.
Who was it, Rob?
Morgan Rose from Set and Dust.
Your dream guitarist. Your rhythm guitarist first.
I've gone a bit of a curveball with Mike Kerr from Royal Blood because I think he'll bring a lot to the table, and I'm sure he'll be fine playing rhythm.
Great choice.
Definitely. Sonically and songwriting as well, and that vocal.
Yeah.
Lead guitarist. Who are you picking?
Going for Paul Gilbert, Pablo Gilberto.
Pablo. Who's your bass player?
It's me at the moment, but I do have Rex from Pantera in the background. Should I feel the need to go and have a Jack Daniels, and he can come on to
Sub him in. Tag him in.
And finally, your dream vocalist.
Anne Wilson from Heart.
Oh, wow.
Amazing.
Well done, dude. Well done. Great choices. I love it when we get some different choices. It's brilliant, isn't it?
It's pretty tough to start with. I just wrote down a load of names, but then I started to really think, how is this going to impact me? And like you rightly say, are we going to get along? What's it going to sound like? And the moment I started boiling it down and getting to the actual people that I wanted, I started to get a bit excited. I started to actually, I'm invested in this, and wouldn't it be cool to actually have a band with people of that sort of talent that all got along and just wanted to create? And it does make you think. It does make you think, no, maybe I should try doing a band. But then, nah.
You think about carrying that amp up the stairs again, and you're like, no.
Yeah.
Just go direct from the house.
I'm waiting for, what do you call those things in Star Trek? Transporters.
Then beam me up things.
Beam me up. Yeah, beam me up to the gig venue. Beam me up side stage. Yeah. All sorts of sound check. Play the gig. Yeah, do the whatever else, and then beam me back.
Straight
back
home.
him up. Back home.
It's a good band name. Beam me up, Scotty.
You're doing my job for me. I know.
Hey, again. Stop it.
I felt inspired. I just felt inspired, mate.
Well, that is the next section, Rob. So name that band. What are you gonna call this band?
Name your dream band, baby.
Right, I really struggle with this. It's not easy.
Hard. No, it's not easy. No, that's why we ask it.
I went for a really obvious one. Pan Frax, just purely based on Rex from Pantera and the fact I mentioned Anthrax earlier, but it's a bit of a cop-out, and there's probably a band called Anthrax.
Anthrax. It sounds like a kitchenware Anthrax line, like Anthrax the band, but at a kitchen.
Well, they're like creating Anthrax.
Saucepans.
Saucepans, yeah.
Saucepans, yeah. Range of saucepans and cooking utensils.
You can't actually eat out of them.
That's proper merch, isn't it? When you're at a band called Anthrax, a pan range.
200 quid set of saucepans. So we got that, and then I started going a bit daft. I thought of Pat Mustard. You ever watch Father Ted? There's a character in that, the Milkman.
Oh,
Pat Mustard.
yeah. Pat Mustard's a good band name, actually.
Us around. And then I thought, what else? We got Dick Byrne.
I like.
And then the last one is Jack Hackett. Jack Hackett. Father Jack. Jack Hackett.
Oh yes, yeah, from Father. So which one are you going for? Which one are you going for? You got to pick one.
I'm going with Panthrax. I'm sure there's probably something out there like it, but that was the first one that sprung to mind.
Yeah,
awesome, dude.
The T-shirt designed for Dick Byrne is going to be a bit questionable.
Yeah, can you imagine the merch for Dick Byrne?
It'd probably sell.
It would sell, actually. People will wear that, wouldn't they?
It can get angry. Well, yeah.
It's probably a marketing genius, that is, really. Dick Burton T-shirts. We might start making them anyway.
So we're going with Panthrax.
Anthrax. Yeah.
Excellent. What a band. Beast lineup. Dude, thanks so much for doing this. It's been awesome.
I know, my pleasure. Thank you for inviting me on. I really appreciate it.
I've also just noticed, have you had some ink? Like,
Yeah.
I was trying to work it out whether it was just like pixelated on the screen from this end.
Oh, I thought the skin were coming off.
I've just had some work done today, but I mean, you see, I've got Ghostbusters on there.
Oh, wicked.
The Back to the Future logo on there. Here, you can't really see it, but that's ELO, the spaceship.
Yeah.
Got Rocket from Guardians of the Galaxy. I've got, can't really see it very well, Batman down there.
Oh, yeah, you can see it, yeah.
I'm literally going, I'm just like, it's a really bit of a cliche, cheesy thing to say, right? But I struggle to be happy more often in this day and age.
Yeah, I don't think you're the only one, Rob. I think it's a more common thing.
You know, I don't know when I became so self-aware, but I find myself far too anxious far too often.
Yeah.
So when I decided I was going to start going down a tattoo route, I wanted to get things that meant something to me, and also things that I could look at and they'd make me smile.
Yeah.
And I do catch myself looking at these tattoos and smiling and thinking about, oh wow, you know, going to see Back to the Future when, you know, first film I got to see and stuff like that. And just reminding myself that there's loads of great things out there. Again, I don't mean to sound mawkish, but literally there's so many great things out there. And if we can just like detach ourselves enough from these wonderful things.
Yeah.
There's lots of good things to be had, you know, having discussions like this. And that's a counter to my argument with regards to technology. You know, we are able to do this, which is fantastic. But yeah, be more happy more often, because when I find myself happy, I'm like, this is what it feels like. I've got to find more ways to get back to it. So if anyone's struggling out there, find your happy places and just do it more often. You know,
absolutely.
I think things that ground you in the present moment, as like hippie as that sound, that's what makes me happy. When I'm, you know, playing games with my little girl, you know, like little board games and stuff, and just having a laugh. I'm usually my happiest then, you know, because it takes us back to that kind of childlike. You look at a kid when they're playing; they're not conscious of time. They're not conscious of anything. And time's quite stressful, isn't it? The concept of time.
As you get older as well,
definitely.
You're so right.
It definitely triggered something in the anxious realm with me. Anxiety is not very nice, but you definitely learn more about yourself when you experience it. But you just have to work through it. So, and luckily, this has been a big help for us, hasn't it?
Both of us, yeah. Doing this podcast has really helped us both, I think, in terms of our mental health and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So. Yeah,
it can be for me. I don't know about you guys, but the answer lies in me talking. You know, whether it's with my wife, with my family, with people that I love, and vice versa. And what can seem like the weight of the world in here, once you start talking to people that care about you, begin to rationalise things, and it's never as bad as what our brains try and make it out to be.
No.
Yeah.
And that's really important. So, you know, just find ways to get back into your happy spot more often, you know, and everything will be okay.
Yes,
definitely.
Yes. Our brains are amazing, but they can also be bastards, can't they? Can't they?
Someone told me that our brains are trained to kill us without wanting to be an idiot. But it's really important to not always listen to your brain, especially. I mean, I'll tell you what, just to end on a funny note, have you ever seen these things?
Hold on.
Really, I'm gonna make myself look like a bit of an idiot. Check this out. So this is what's called a musicozy. On the side here, we got headphones. Here's a control piece here. What I do, I'm going to take it off because I look like I'm right idiot. What I do to, instead of, for a long time, right, after I quit the band and whatnot, I started having seizures.
Oh, wow.
That's it. Like epileptic fits in bed.
Oh God.
And I went through a number of years of like getting tested and in and out of hospital, etc. And they couldn't find anything physically wrong with me. But what they determined after a week in hospital, where no one knew what I was doing there, it was determined that basically I was struggling with PTSD and stress and anxiety. And they're like, you need to find ways to calm yourself down. So in recent times, I've realised that if I go to bed and I'm stressed and anxious, more often than not, I will wake up in the middle of the night and my brain will just be going, let's talk about this crap, and start, what your brain starts concocting all these imaginary stories and, oh, what if that happens? What if that person doesn't like you? Yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
And, I've had a terrible night's sleep. I've had a seizure, whatever, fortunately they're under control on the medication. So what I've done, this is a tip to anyone who might be going to bed. I'm sorry if I'm going off kilter a little bit.
No, go for it, dude.
What I've done is I wear this to bed and I use the Calm app, CALM.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
I listen to stories and soundscapes and stuff like that. And what it does, it stops the inner voice taking over. And I tell you what, I get a really good night's sleep. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and this person's just going, anyway. But because it's detached, it just stops me in the brain just being a silly dilly.
Mate, I cannot sleep without. We have to have white noise on at home. We have to have the sound of. It's mainly like running water. That's what we're on at the moment. I've always had to have something on because I just can't sleep. My mind just runs away with me, and usually it's in a negative way. So I just have to distract myself.
And I've also always been the same, but I listen to because I live alone, I put music on quite loud. So I put normally the metal band ISIS I use as my sleep music, and as weird as it sounds, it does exactly the same job, and it cuts those thoughts out in your head. So I like how we've all made our own little way of surviving, haven't we?
It's great, isn't it? We've all found a way to manage this, and we understand, that when we go to bed, we are at risk of our brains just suddenly going, let's cause some shit.
Right, little shit stirring bastards, aren't they?
Yeah.
I tell you what, I think this is probably a curse of being creative, actually, because our minds are quite open. Yeah. It's a blessing and a curse, without sounding cliche. But if you think about it, your imagination, that excitement of creating something new and the possibilities, and you start imagining, oh my God, this is going to be amazing. It's sort of the same side of the coin to worry.
Yes.
So as you might, get excited about imagination and what can come with that, the worry can make you, what if that goes wrong, yada, 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 yada. No, I find it fascinating.
It is, yeah. It is fascinating.
Ultimately, we've got to find a way to enjoy ourselves, and sleep's so important. Get more sleep, drink some more water, folks.
Yeah.
Keep hydrated.
No, I've had too many rough nights on that stuff.
Oh, definitely. Too many sicky nights.
Yeah, terrible.
Rob, where can people find you on social media? If they want to look to find your wisdom, where do they find you? StampedePressUK.com.
Generally, you can find everything you need to know about me. There's loads of ebooks. You can book consultations with me. I still do a bit of PR, but I'm tending to lean more into the coaching and the education side of things. I think that to me is far more valuable. I'm just in the middle of starting up a coaching business for startup businesses to help them understand how they can exist in the digital world and promote and market themselves effectively. But Stampede Press UK.
Awesome.
Brilliant, dude.
Oh, it's been mega, dude. Thank you so much for getting involved.
Thank you for taking your time to talk to us today, Rob. It's been
my
awesome.
pleasure. Thank you.
Really enjoyed it.
And I look forward to hearing this, and I'll be sharing the heck out of it.
Thank you.
We appreciate that, mate.
Too.
And when you've healed, you'll have to send through some the tattoos if you want to.
If you want to.
We'd like to see them.
Fine.
Just for the listeners, they are in his arm. They're not anywhere on his body that's inappropriate for him to be shared with us.
Yeah, all good.
Thank you so much, Rob.
Yeah, thanks, Rob.
My pleasure.
You take care, mate.
Yeah, you too. Thanks again for having me on. I really appreciate it.
All the best, dude.
Yeah, no worries.
See you
Thank
later.
you.
See you later. Bye-bye. Dude.
Well, hey!
Oh, here he is. Oh, I can't believe I'm laughing already. Oh, you're just waiting for that, weren't you?
Yeah, we're starting to go a bit mad, aren't we? This is like the second review evaluation section we've done.
Well, I think I've been editing for about 6 hours today. And I was editing for about 3 hours last night. And then we recorded lots of intros and lots of outros.
It's becoming a full-time job.
I didn't know it was going to be this much work when we first started, Danny.
T-Chat.
T-Chat with Danny and
You banging a T-Chat in, are you? I mean, we have got one. You know what? For the first time, it feels to be a drinkable temperature.
Yeah, it is actually.
Which you're not known for delivering me drinkable temperature cups of tea.
Get your snout around it.
I ain't got a snout. I've got a little nose.
I've got a snout.
I know you have. That's what I was implying. Oh,
It smells lovely.
it's lemon and ginger, isn't
It smells lovely. No, you're way off.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. Let me have another go.
Oh, I didn't actually. It didn't tell you the ingredients on it.
Is it turmeric?
Yeah, it is. Done. It's a pucker.
It's a fuck of turmeric. Let me have a little slurp. I quite like turmeric, to be honest.
Yeah. I don't know what is turmeric?
It's a
Herb? Spice?
it's a root.
It's a root.
I think it's a root that's ground into a powder. It's a powdered root.
It's a powdered root.
Roots, bloody roots, roots, bloody roots.
Wasn't expecting to be doing that.
Turmeric tea. What's that? Sing Roots, Bloody Roots by Sepultura.
Get your max out. Get your max out. Right.
I quite like that.
I love this interview.
Oh, Rob Town.
Yes. Great guy.
Honestly, and we've not seen him. I mean, I don't know if he even remembered us, to be honest.
I don't think he remembered us. We're forgettable.
We are forgettable, but I remember playing with Panic Cell back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day.
Back in the Isolysis days. It was the Isolysis days, wasn't it?
Yeah, I remember it being a big deal. Supporting Panic. So I was like,
yeah. They were
I'm like, oh my God.
the big band, weren't they?
Yeah.
The big band ran our way.
With Big Luke on the vocal. It's got a powerful vocal.
Indeed. Very powerful vocals.
So, should we do our normal
Should we evaluate the band?
evaluation time?
Oh, there you go. No need for a jingle for that? You made one up on the spot?
No, we do need to start introducing new jingles.
Yeah, if you got any suggestions for any jingles,
Yeah, anything you want, anywhere in the podcast you think is lacking in jingle.
send us a little suggestion. And we'll probably ignore it, to be honest, because we know best, really. And we'll do our jingles where we think they should be. But it's nice to get some interaction.
Yep, please.
We'll kind of fake the interest that we've got in your ideas.
Yep. Please send your suggestions to PO Box
Go on then, make a little number up.
912.
PO Box 912.
I don't know.
Come on, dude. You're meant to be a creative man.
I'm starting to flag a little bit now. I'm tired.
We've gone a bit mad. Right, let's start off with Rob Town's Dream Drummer.
Morgan Rose.
From No, not from Sepultura. From Seven Dust. Though, to be fair, he would fit in Sepultura.
He'd fit in any heavy band, wouldn't he?
Definitely, yeah.
His groove is powerful and deep. It's fluid and deep, wasn't it?
That's a Dave Wright quote, isn't it?
Dave Wright.
Fluid and deep. Well known to me. But, yeah, this guy is... I would describe him as a loud as fuck drummer.
He is. I've seen him live. He's flipping well powerful.
But even on the recordings, he wallops you, doesn't he? He's a walloping drummer.
Yeah, I don't think he uses any microphones.
I think it's a powerful whacker.
Yeah, I think when you put a Seven Dust album on, you're just hearing the reverb from him recording in 2003.
Fair enough.
Of which we did go back and listen to a couple of tracks from like 2001.
It's great nostalgia listening to
It's Praise
Seven
and
Dust.
2003 off the album Seasons, which is one of my favourite Seven Dust albums. Is it one of your favourites?
Oh, is that the one where we listened to the intro song?
Enemy,
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my favourite. I think that is my favourite Seven Dust album.
Yeah, it's all the syncopated kind of rhythms.
Yeah,
and
that's
stuff.
it. It's very syncopated, isn't it? And he's a big part of that, isn't he? Obviously. So
yeah, his kick drum's amazing, isn't it? His placement.
Clint Lowry on guitar.
Yeah,
Great legendary guitar player, I'd say, in the
amazing
in that genre.
Have you listened to his solo stuff?
No. I mean, I like Dark New Day that he's in as well,
Yeah,
but never listened to his solo stuff. So,
mate, I'll send you the.
No, I have.
Oh yeah, because it's
It's some weird numbered albums or something. I can't remember the most recent stuff he's done. Some EPs or something like that. There is. I've listened to some of it. Yeah. I enjoy it. He's done some ambient stuff as well.
Yeah, he does all sorts, mate. We're not talking about him though. We're talking about Morg.
Morg, like your best mates with him. You mate Morg.
Morgan Rose.
They're a great drummer though. A right pounder. And as we said, like Panic Cell would have gone down really well with Seven Dust back in the day. So it kind of blends with Rob Town's style of playing, who, coincidentally, is the next Dream member.
He's playing bass.
He's playing bass for the band. It's Rob Town.
Get in.
I can remember watching Panic Cell back in Nottingham and seeing kind of Rob on stage. So, I'm a bass player, so I'll just watch. I don't really care about what guitars are doing or anything like that.
Guitar burn?
I don't. For me, it's drums and bass, really. And then the solos and some nice lead guitar bits. I'll glance at the guitarist maybe.
You're not even bothered about vocal a lot of the time.
I'd rather, to be fair, don't want to be horrible to vocalists, but most of the time I'd rather they stopped singing.
Unless it's Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, there's Miles Kennedy. I think you've lost the plot. But I can remember watching Rob Town, and honestly, he was pounding around the stage, high energy, like proper beastie bass tone as well.
Yeah,
he talked about it's from the Ampeg, of course, the high gain.
Just a wall of bass tone.
Which you can't really go wrong with, can you, really?
No, not at all. Ampeg's the way forward, isn't it?
And if he's going to bring that kind of energy to this band, then perfect pairing.
Yeah, he's got this kind of... We're listening to a couple of tracks, weren't we? We're
like
listening to...
driving kind of bass, hasn't he?
Yeah, Human Tarmac. It's like this just... It's just a steam train of bass.
That's what you wanted, it?
That's what you want in this band with good old Morg.
With Morg and drums. Who's next, Danny?
We've got... I wasn't expecting this. Mike Kerr.
Oh, the bassist from Royal Blood?
Of Royal Blood. Yeah, the bass player, but he wants him on guitar.
Well, you know what? We listened to some tracks, didn't we?
Yeah.
The familiar ones. What were they, Danny?
Lights
Remind me.
Lights Out, and the one that we're all familiar with is Little Monster.
Oh, yes, of course. But we were saying, like, what a great songwriter he is in terms of how he keeps things simple.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
He keeps things really simple, but writes really catchy little riffs and kind of... It's to say they're a two-piece.
He's got a cool tone as well.
I mean, it's hooked up to, like, guitar amps and stuff, isn't it? So
Is that how he's doing it, then?
Yeah, it's got, like, a wall of ampage.
Just splitting it out between...
Splitting signals, and that's why he's kind of made the guitarist redundant. I suppose...
It's like...
I suppose Mike Kerr is everything you hate about a man. He's made the guitarist redundant.
Yeah.
Would you say you hate him?
No, I wouldn't say I hate him.
Oh,
I wouldn't say it.
I'm never going to get you to say it about anyone, am I? I leave the little breadcrumbs out and you just don't bite.
Anyone you hate?
Plenty. Not revealing that on this podcast. So.
You want a name and shame?
No,
Anyone?
because I'll be implemented in the crime when it comes around later.
Maybe we should move on. We're trying to lift the mood. This is a mental health episode.
Where was we?
So, that little bit of laughter that you've heard just there, that's laughing at something we've had to remove.
Yeah, sorry.
Anyway, moving on. Yeah, Mike Kerr, great choice, really. Clearly, he's got an ear for great riff. He's got a great voice, hasn't he? So
yeah, great for backing.
I think it's going to blend really well.
Will it blend? Yes, it will.
Yes, it will.
Right, who's next, Danny? Oh, it's your one. You're kind.
I'm really glad he chose Paul Gilbert for lead guitar. Oh, yeah.
Paolo Gilberto.
Yeah, Paolo Gilberto. Yeah, but badass guitar player. I mean...
He's a badass, isn't he?
Yeah.
You know what I get from his riffs? That he just does not give a fuck.
Wait, he just powers.
That's why, honestly, he's got like a lack of...
Yeah.
They're not. I wouldn't say they're meticulous in his riffs or anything like that, or his leads. He just pelts you in the face with guitar.
He plays with conviction.
It's an assault.
It is, yeah.
It's an assault,
but it's not. It's incredibly precise.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And his tone is. I think he's got one of the finest lead like rock. High gain rock tones, especially like recently.
I was going to say, not in the older stuff, maybe.
No, the older stuff is kind of a bit scooped, but as time's gone on, he's got a bit more like mid-focused and stuff. But,
he's relentless.
Yeah. And dude, the impact that he had on lead guitar playing from the 80s onwards has been... You can't really put it into words. He was incredibly innovative the way that he approached the guitar. Yeah, with this string skipping, the alternate picking, and all that sort of stuff. Yeah,
very prog dude. Before his time, a little bit in some aspects.
I think he's even like some players play less notes and like are really expressive and vocal with them.
David Gilmour, for example.
Yeah, David Gilmour. Yeah, perfect example. But Paul Gilbert, he's just as vocal and expressive, with 1,000 more notes. He is
just very different. I mean, David Gilmour will play one note. He would play 41 notes,
but it's still emotive. It's class. Yeah, the album I just introduced you to was Burning Organ.
Oh yeah,
and it's
madness.
Yeah, it's
madness,
good,
dude.
It's dead good. I know we talked about the album Get Out of My Yard.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, we talked about that album, but actually it was the album. I remember the album after that was Burning Organ, which I really, really enjoyed.
I need to listen to a bit more Paul Gilbert, but it's exciting stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Big, lean into it. We've talked about that in the past.
Yeah, what kind of era was it 70s, 80s? It was. There's some stuff that's like kind of like it's Petrucci kind of inspired by him quite a bit. There's some bits like a bit Dream Theater-esque for me, you know.
Yeah, timeline. I'm trying to think of the timeline. They were probably around at the same sort of time.
Were they?
Yeah. Because there was a big movement of those kind of players with his like Greg Howe, there's Richie Kotzen. So Richie Kotzen used to be
like that.
They used to play all that sort of stuff.
Like that,
a bit like that when he used to play with the pick. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he doesn't play one. Yeah, we talked about it before, haven't we?
Just throw it away.
Not using one of them again. Gonna make things harder for myself.
Yeah, but amazing. I'm well happy with that choice.
Oh, it's very, very fun. Very fun choice.
And he's a cool dude as well. He's a really lovely bloke. I've seen in interviews. I've never met him.
He seems like a lovely bloke.
He seems like a lovely bloke.
Say that before the allegations come in.
Final member.
The final member. It's the vocalist from Heart.
The vocal powerhouse, Ann Wilson.
Ann Wilson.
Amazing.
Power ballads galore. What are you laughing about?
Because I'm thinking about our renditions of it earlier.
Oh.
What about love?
we had a little sing-song, didn't we, Danny?
You can't help but sing along to Heart. I mean, you sing along to it badly, but...
Oh, my God.
Barracuda, I mean...
I'm not singing.
The bass tone's great in that, mate. For 1977.
I know, it's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, not talking about the bass.
And then Alone, the classic.
Yeah, the classic that I forgot was the classic.
Well, I think you knew what it was. You just
couldn't remember the name.
But, what a voice.
Unreal.
And, like, she's been on so many classic power ballads. Where have power ballads gone, Danny? Where have they gone?
I'm not sure.
Is
anybody doing power ballads these days?
Is it? Maybe there's a whole genre out there that we're unaware of.
Yeah.
Like modern day power ballads.
That's a good question,
because
there's a gap in the market.
It was a massive genre, wasn't there? There was like Heart, there was REO Speedwagon.
Yep.
What other ones were there?
Meatloaf. Is that, would you put him in there with like power ballads?
Yeah.
It was just, loads of it. Loads of stuff. I mean, Michael Bolton back in the day.
Yeah, power ballads galore, yeah. Even like Whitesnake. Virgin on power ballads, weren't they?
80s Whitesnake.
Here's another song for you.
Is this love?
Exactly. Like, where's that genre gone?
I don't know.
Maybe the world would be okay right now if it had more power ballads.
That's what the world needs. More power ballads.
Calm down. Listen to a power ballad.
Anyway, amazing lineup. What did he call the band?
Can you remember the band names, the ridiculous band names he came up with? Ridiculous in a good way, not as awful as Jace's in the previous episode.
Well, he settled on Panthrax.
Which, sounds like a merch range from the band Anthrax. A pan range. Panthrax. By now.
With released through what's that kitchen company? No, you know
What about?
Oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Okay, let's just say John Lewis.
I don't know where I'm going.
Panthrax pans available now. Fucking John Lewis. There you go. I did enjoy his. You right there? I did enjoy his one of his first suggestions though. Dick burn. We're children, obviously, so we find that really funny. Would you buy a Dick Burn T-shirt?
Can you imagine the artwork?
Bear with me.
I'm imagining.
What I'm thinking is someone Chinese burning a dick. There you go. That's my contribution to this conversation. Would you buy that T-shirt?
Right. Well,
would you buy that T-shirt?
No.
Would you get a tattoo of that?
Would you?
Somewhere discreet.
This is where you reveal that you've actually had it done.
Dude, should I get tattoos of all the horrible band names that people have come up with?
Just like Dave.
Like on my back, just like a list of all the terrible band names.
That's how you know you've got you've chose a bad band name, because it's printed on your back.
If it gets tattooed onto my back, I'm tempted to do that, dude. No one looks at my back anyway. I've got a few dodgy moles on my back though. I won't want to tattoo over one of them. That'd be quite bad.
Just go around it. We could use it as like a full stop.
Or a dot in the eye.
If you have Zimmer Dave, you could position it so it sits over the eye.
That name needs to be scrubbed from humanity. Sorry, Jace. But would you buy a T-shirt, Daddy, for the band?
Daddy, would you buy a T-shirt? Daddy, would you buy a T-shirt? Daddy, would you buy a T-shirt? Put your money where your mouth is. Daddy, would you buy a T-shirt? Daddy, would you buy a T-shirt? Daddy, would you buy a T-shirt? Put your money where your mouth is.
For Panthrax.
For Panthrax?
Yeah.
It's got to have a pan on it, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's got to have a pan on it, yeah. Yeah, just doing some cooking or something on the... Maybe.
What I envision is a pan. In the pan is all the band members sizzling, like sausages and bacon and stuff like that. Maybe it's like... Maybe the band is the fried items.
Yeah, okay. I could buy that.
Would you buy that T-shirt?
I would buy that T-shirt.
Good.
Yeah. Did I ask you? Would you buy that T-shirt?
Of course I would.
Yeah.
I probably got one in my basket somewhere from Timu.
Oh, God. Would you go and see that band?
Ooh, let me have a think about. Yes. I had to think. The thought came as I was saying it. So, yeah, I would do. I think it'd be pretty cool, dude.
Where do you think they'd be on the bill? Headliner?
Yeah, I'd say a headliner.
They're headliner worthy, aren't they? They
Yeah,
are.
with the members they got in there. Would you go and see that band?
Yeah, I'd be there. Yeah.
At the front?
I'd never stand at the front.
You might get smashed up in the mosh pit. There's going to be a mosh pit, isn't there?
Yeah, if Morgan Rose is on drums.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
It's going to be a bit loud. It's a good job they got a loud singer.
It is really.
So I imagine that Ann Wilson doesn't need a microphone.
Oh.
Just like Morgan Rose doesn't need microphones on his drum kit.
So the whole band, they've got no mic. Have they got amps? Are they allowed amps?
Yeah, Paul Gilbert doesn't need an amp. He picks that hard.
The problem is, Mike Kerr thrives off amps. So maybe he's the only one that's amped up. But he's got like 40 of them.
But you can still hear everyone else around him.
Yeah, somehow.
And what I can remember of Panic Self, Rob doesn't need an amp either with his powerful technique.
There we go. No amps needed.
No, that could be Panthrax. No amps needed.
The sub name, or maybe that's the live DVD version. Panthrax. No amps needed.
We're so full of shit.
I know. Well, sorry, listeners. Today we've been podding for quite a long time.
Yeah, I don't know where we're going with this.
We're starting to wane.
Yeah. Amazing episode. So we should take a moment to talk about something that affects all of us, and that's mental health. And we all have struggles, don't we? Whether they're big or small. And the truth is that no one should have to go through them alone.
Speaking up about our mental health isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to ask for help, whether it's a friend, a therapist, or even just journaling your thoughts. Expressing what you're going through can make a huge difference.
And if you're struggling, know that you're not alone. There are people who care about you and want to support you. And if you see someone struggling, be that person who listens without judgment.
Let's break the stigma together, one conversation at a time. Your voice matters, your mental health matters, and most importantly, you matter. Keep speaking up, keep taking care of yourself, and remember, brighter days are ahead.
And thanks for tuning in. And as always, take care of yourself and take care of each other.
Exactly, dude. That sums it up really well.
Yeah. So, to end on a high note, thanks to our listeners. Give us a like, give us a share.
Oh, we're doing the ending bit.
Yeah, we're doing the ending bit.
I was in a trance then from that.
Yeah. You were in a mindful state.
I was in a mindful state, and now you've brought me out of that mindful state,
Yeah.
back into the mayhem that is this podcast. Cheers, dude.
Put 5-star review.
Oh, yeah, check
Should
one of them.
Should we request one of those?
We always do, don't we?
Yeah.
If you listen to this and you haven't, I want you to feel a little bit bad about yourself.
Yeah. Rob, if you're listening, thank you for coming on. Please leave us a 5-star review.
Oh, yeah. Danny, I didn't... Feels a bit beggy, that does. Are we asking every guest now to give us a 5-star review?
Every guest that's been on here, please leave us a 5-star review for your experience.
We should have at least 20 by now.
It's like...
I'm pretty sure we're not at 20, so these guests, you know.
Trust a Trader, if you can go on there.
TripAdvisor, give us a little review on there.
Trust a Potter. Right. I don't know where I'm going with it.
No idea.
Well, until next time, goodbye for now.
We've lost the plot. Try that again.
Just say goodbye.
Goodbye.
We're so sorry to see you go, but thanks for tuning into the show.